Which platform is going to dominate the gaming scene of Call of Duty Modern Warfare? The only Call of Duty to have cross-platform gaming, meaning consoles can play with each other and they can play with PC gamers as well. In this video, I will give you my reasoning behind why I believe controller players on PC will have the best advantage against players on console and mouse and keyboard users on PC. Now, right before we get into the good stuff, if you aren't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on alert notifications to get notified whenever I do post a video. And if you enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. So we all know that mouse and keyboard is far more superior than controllers in being that they are pinpoint accurate with the mouse and the keyboard is instant reaction time with the keys. Due to the circumstances of this Call of Duty being the most casual Call of Duty to date, meaning that anyone can pick up a mouse and keyboard or a controller depending on what platform they play on, and they will perform decently because the skill gap isn't as big as it should be in a Call of Duty game. For example, I'm mainly a controller player and I'm absolute dog shit at mouse and keyboard on PC, and I decided to give this game a try with the mouse and keyboard, and I was actually placing top of the leaderboards every game, dropping over 40 kills when I'm absolutely terrible on mouse and keyboard, but the skill gap is just so small that players new to controller or mouse and keyboard can perform considerably well compared to advanced players. Now we need to look at other aspects of the game to understand why mouse and keyboard won't really be a dominating force in this game alone. The first obvious thing is aim assist. Now, PC players always vouch that controller is kind of cheap because we get aim assist, but in this game, this Call of Duty, there are 4 different options for aim assist. Now, every other Call of Duty before this, I'm pretty sure there was only you can toggle aim assist on or you could toggle it off. That was it. But on this Call of Duty, there are actually 4 options that controller players are given for their aim assist. First one being disable aim assist. I'm not sure why controllers would want to do that. They would just make it harder. The second one is standard traditional aim slowdown near target. Now this is the traditional aim assist used in almost every other Call of Duty. And the third one is precision. So strong aim slowdown that only kicks in when aiming closer to targets, best for accurate players. And the last one, focusing. Strong aim slowdown that also kicks in when narrowly missing target, best for players new to analog aiming. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I played almost every Call of Duty with a controller throughout the years, and this Call of Duty by far has some of the strongest aim assists I've ever experienced in a video game. Now I understand the reasoning behind that because they do want to make it cross-platform, so the controllers do have to stand a chance against mouse and keyboard. We see this with Fortnite, how mouse and keyboard dominates the building aspect with edits and all that, but controller is very precise with the accuracy of controlling weapons and stuff. Now I'm basically a diehard controller player and I understand the effects of aim assist as well, but even I get annoyed playing with players that are obviously pretty bad at the game, but they kill you because the aim assist is really strong. The fourth option is basically a crutch to what we call bots, people who are pretty bad at the game, and it's basically the modern day legal aimbot for controllers on console. What makes it legal, you still have to move your crosshairs to the target, but it basically does all the hard work for you. Now I played the beta a ton during the access we were given, and multiple times when I was experimenting with the aim assist, I noticed that even when I didn't see people, the aim assist would just auto track straight to that person. So if I would just blind fire into it, the bullets would connect and ultimately I'd get the kill for something I didn't even know was there. I can vouch for the 2 aim assist options to be available, the standard and precision, but the last option, focusing, is just way too much, and people that are playing competitively are going to be the ones that are abusing it, the ones that are actually good at the game. Not just people that are bots and new to the game, because that's how strong the focusing aim assist is, that it just kicks so much onto targets that it's basically doing all the work for you. So all those aim assist options are provided to controller players. Now mouse and keyboard is nothing but pure accuracy. Mouse and keyboard doesn't get any aim assist of any sort, so all the accuracy is based on the player's experience. So if a player is bad at mouse and keyboard, they're not going to really have anything to help them like aim assist helps controller players. They're just going to have to lower their sensitivity. So that's why controller is also going to have an edge against mouse and keyboard. So now that we got the aim assist out of the way, the next big thing that's going to limit mouse and keyboard players is going to be the movement. The movement in this game is extensively dumbed down in terms of speed and agility compared to the movement system of Black Ops 4 or let's say Apex Legends. What this does is just make it harder to outclass or outplay someone you're fighting. In Black Ops 4, if you were losing a gunfight, you could easily sprint away, slide past a corner, pop a heal, regenerate your health, come back, and end up killing the person that damaged you. This increased the skill gap, making talented players even better if they perfected the fast-paced movement compared to people who didn't spend any time. So ultimately, the skill gap has been decreased because of the much slower movement system in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, meaning there are fewer ways to outplay and survive, which means casual players who spend less time than hardcore players will have a better chance at winning an encounter because of the limited options for a skilled player to take advantage of. Basically, the only movement strategy hardcore players can take advantage of in this one is the jump shot and the drop shot. Those are still in this game. The jump shot is not too strong since there's a lot of gun sway and accuracy spreads like crazy, but the drop shot is very strong in this game, but it may not be effective enough, especially with the fast time to kill. So since the fights are just so two-dimensional in this game with very little outplaying, it makes the controllers very good at being able to compete with the mouse and keyboard. These aspects limit the mouse and keyboard, but it also brings it in line with the controller. So yeah, accuracy is better on the mouse, but the controller has really strong aim assist, especially in this Call of Duty. And the movement, again, it's very slow for both platforms, so it's going to make it so the mouse and keyboard players can't really do anything nutty like you can in, let's say, Black Ops 4 or Apex Legends, where the movement is very fast paced and you can take advantage with your keyboard and mouse. And when it comes to a controller, it's pretty easy to learn how to drop shot or jump shot people, especially if you have paddles on your controller, while it might be a little more difficult for a casual mouse and keyboard player to learn how to jump shot or to drop shot. So yes, controllers are very good in this game compared to mouse and keyboards, but everyone knows how strong and powerful PCs are compared to the consoles PS4 and Xbox One. These consoles are years old and clearly outdated when it comes to current day PCs that upgrade almost every other month with new parts to make them that much more powerful. I found myself many times during the beta on my PS4 running into problems with bad frames. If there was a lot going on in the game, the frames would just give up and it would be a very bad, laggy, and stuttery gameplay experience. If I was on top of a rooftop and a frame would skip, it would make it so I couldn't control where I was going and I'd just end up flying off the rooftop and dying. So little things like that could alter your gameplay for the worse, especially in gunfights if they're fast paced. And plus the graphics are much more noticeable when comparing the consoles to the PC. Even at the PC's lowest graphic settings, it still looks much better than compared to the consoles. Because the lower the graphic settings on PC, the smoother the gameplay is, and vice versa, the higher the graphics, the more stuttery it gets. But on PS4 and Xbox, you cannot change the graphic settings at all, so we're basically forced to play at the set setting that the game really can't handle, so it causes bad frames. Also, PC gets a ton of other options to alter their gameplay, including field of view, so making their screen wider or smaller to help see targets either farther away, or whether it be seeing targets closer, or giving it that realistic look. Things like that, which are pretty huge in being able to see around you better. On console, you can't do that as well. If you go from max field of view on PC and go to console with the set field of view, you won't be able to go back to the console. That's how big of a difference the field of view becomes on PC. So I believe the platform that's going to dominate this game will be the PC players, but also the players using controllers. I think the controller players are going to be far more successful than players using mouse and keyboard on this game. Like I said throughout the video, the movement and the aim assist, it vouches for the controller players far more than the mouse and keyboard players. and because the skill gap is just so small in this game that mouse and keyboard really doesn't have that much room to shine over the controller players. If you go on PC with a controller, you're just gonna have access to everything that mouse and keyboard players have access to with the PC settings, the graphics, the performance, the field of view, everything like that. So in conclusion, with the many hours I spent on the beta, playing on both PS4, playing on PC, mouse and keyboard, and playing on PC with a controller, the best experience I had was with the PC and my PS4 controller. I was able to outperform everybody I was going against, and I was able to just have a much smoother experience and to take my gaming to the next level. I really think that those controller players that are really good, if they decide to invest into a PC and decide to play the game on PC, whether it be them playing cross-platform with other consoles and PC or them just playing in PC servers, I think they're going to do really, really well because everything in this game just points towards that type of gameplay. The controller players in this are just really benefited with the aim assist and the movement and the small skill gap. So I definitely think a player who's really good with a controller and is playing on a PC is probably going to perform the best out of most players on this game. So that sums up the video. Hopefully this was helpful to those of you out there looking to play this game on a different platform or try something new, or just wondering which platform is going to perform the best on this game. If you did find any of this information helpful, I would appreciate it if you left a like on the video, and if you do want to see more content like this in the future, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on alert notifications so whenever I do post a video, you'll get notified instantly. Without that being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.